Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's Q&A session with Mr. Chris Palmer, sponsored by ODYS up there. I can't reach over there today. So ODYS, if you're interested, is age domains which can help you with a new project with a ready-made backlink profile, and you get $100 sign-up bonus just for signing up. So check it out. Paul Hogden is here. It's dark in here. Dark and dreary, Paul. I hope you're well, though. Paul is from SEOunderground.co.uk, a conference that
great conference
are speaking at in 4th of October, so down in London. So if you're interested, check that out for tickets. Should be a good event. Rob Prosser is here. Hello. Maeve rhymes with Dave. Hey guys. I actually, every time I see you, Maeve, I catch myself for. I think I used to call you Med. I used to do all that stuttering when Maeve used to comment. I'm like, how the fuck do you say this name? Until someone said it rhymes with Dave.
Dave.
But it could really be Dave. We've not actually seen your face yet, Maeve. So you could be Dave, which is fine. So all good. Heinrich's here. Sufyan, Augie, Jonesy, long time no see, Jonesy. Gareth Boyd, UK. You look sunblissed, Chris. You've been sunbathing?
I've been out in the sun a little bit lately. Yeah, it's been it's sunny, man. It's nice.
In fact, you were out with little Chris or something at the weekend. I saw a picture.
Oh yeah, running through the sunflowers. It was fun, man. We've been having a ball. We're gonna go to the beach this weekend, so I usually don't take off, but I like to go to the beach once a year if I can.
I've got to get out. Jonesy's also saying you look like you've hit the sun.
I have.
I have been in the sun and no one's saying I've got a nice tan. What the fuck, guys? But yeah, fair play. Mohammed is here. He's an SEO expert. So, guys, we are answering your questions. So, whatever questions you've got, put them in the live chat. Let us know what you want us to talk about today, what you want us to answer. Pick our brains, do whatever the hell you like. Ronald Osborne is here as well. Hello. And Craig Mullins. Mullins is always there. Mullins is always kicking about. Every show, everywhere. Even guys that I didn't know Mullins knew. Like, you see Mullins commenting and people fucking Mullins. I'm not even sure if you're a real guy anymore, Mullins. That's the thing. I'm starting to think Mullins is a bot. He's in that many places. And using tanning beds, no way. Dude, have you not seen the weather in Scotland? It has been scorching. Chris Goldsmith.
Ching.
Mohammed, we're not in here to give out work, unfortunately. If you're looking for SEO projects, you will need to do outreach somewhere else. We don't talk about that here. We're happy to help with information, but not here to give out work. But if anyone does have any work and they want to go for someone in the comments that you have never met or never heard of, Mohammed's there. What topic are you going to be discussing at SEO Underground? Chris, have you decided yet?
I'm primarily going to talk about local, so maps and Google business profiles. I think that's where I'm going to be at. Generally, people don't cover that too much, and if they do, it's only one or two. I've noticed. Would you agree with that generally?
Well, yeah, why not?
Not too many local guys usually.
I think it's something that you're obviously strong in as well. People want to hear all that weird shit that you do with your, your G stacks and all the other. When I say weird shit, I'm just not doing all that GMB fucking bullshit that you guys do. So I just call it weird shit now. It's easier to say that. For me, Jonesy, I will decide once I see all of the speakers and what they're speaking about. I'll adapt because there's no point me talking about local if Chris is going to be talking about it, and if somebody else is talking about something else, then what's the hell point in me doing it? So because of the experience I've got, I can pretty much talk about a lot of different things. So I'll just try and avoid trampling in anyone's toes. But Jonesy, you should come. We are looking for a couple of other speakers. If you genuinely are coming, we can have you talking about, I don't know, whatever you want to talk about as well. If you are coming, Paul Hogden, put Jonesy down. The only thing is, we've got 2 speaking slots left. Try to find a female to speak. So if any females out there want to speak at SEO Underground, give me a message, or Paul Hogden. We have got Holly already, but we need to, we don't want it to be seen as a sausage fest, so to speak. So, Jonesy, we might ask you to dress up as a woman. I'm only kidding.
Sausage.
Listen, that's the way these things go. Anyway, Jenny Abubaya is here as well. Jenny, look who I'm with, Jenny. Peter's overstocking me in Glasgow, stealing all my good information, stealing all my tools, fucking stealing my pants and everything. But nah, we're over doing some work on some stuff. But anyway, yeah, work, but we've not been to the pub. That's always a good thing. Mullins, one of these conferences we'll have to grab a pint for sure. Hogden is saying, Jonesy, come along. You guys are the best. Looks like a party. We're having a party tomorrow. I'm old. I had a few beers on Monday, but can't have parties all the time. But guys, you're slow with the questions. Come out with some questions. I'm going to just ask Chris questions. If you don't, Chris.
Yes.
So what's going on lately in all your testing stuff? Because I know you do a lot of testing stuff. If you get any weird, I'm not going to ask you to spell all the results of all the tests that you've done, but is there anything you've tested that has just been dog shit where you thought this might work and it's been like garbage?
Straight up 301 redirects without setting up the site first.
You've
sites with tested it like 8,600 referring domains, a straight 301 redirect, almost, not saying it was completely useless, but very close. Very, very close. Very, very close.
Literally nothing at all.
A little taste, but nothing special. Almost like it was like not even seen, or maybe the tools just aren't seeing it. But I checked Majestic, Moz, SEMrush, nada.
So let's say you could put a percentage on it, right? Out of 100, what percentage would you say of power would come from just a straight 301 redirect? Would it be like 20, 10, something like that?
In this particular case, 1%.
Fuck.
Exactly. Now that was like getting it straight from the registrar, setting it up, not even at host level. Like we're talking about just buy it, 8,600 referring domains, and then just redirect it straight from there without doing anything else. But just one simple change made all the difference. Just setting up, like Plesk or maybe cPanel will give you that initial screen. Like without, you get, what I'm saying? Like, hey, I went it's set up now. Like you put it on a host. That made all the difference. Just literally hosting it and it's just at like normal Plesk screen. It says, oh, Plesk has been installed, blah, 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 blah. Now that made a difference. But the straight up 301s, at least in our instance, trashola. Very sad day.
Maeve, just to confirm, are we saying rebuild the domain first before redirect? I have always done that anyway. It's not something I've done a single variable test on, but it's my belief that, you know, if that content and the URLs and everything are rebuilt, I'm not saying you have to rebuild the whole fucking site, but put the content up, get the old URLs back, get that shit indexed in Google, then all your links kick in, and then do your redirect. Of course, that's going to have much more value. The reason Chris has done the test is to see, does it not? I wouldn't imagine it would have ever passed any value, because all of that stuff dropped out of Google's index. You can't just do that. Obviously, I've never done the actual test, but that obviously doesn't surprise me in the slightest, and it's never been part of my process to just buy a domain and do a redirect. You've got to do the other stuff first. So that would always have been the case anyway.
Trillion %. There's the reason why I even started testing that is I noticed a particular website in the field did 325 301 redirects, and I started thinking to myself, do you think they were just buying them and redirecting them? And this site went from literally, you could like look at the graph, like literally like a 10 to an 80, like overnight. DRs 10 to 80, poof, like that, and their traffic went from 2,500 into the hundreds in a very short period of time. And you could tell it was plain as day that this was the strategy. So I was just like, well, how do I streamline this? Do I have to go through this process? That's what got me down that rabbit hole. Like, can I just buy them and redirect them? And the answer is no. No, you cannot. You could, I guess. But
come to Egypt. Anyway, Jenny's saying, come to Egypt. Jenny, you organize an event, we'll come to Egypt. That's a deal, right? Look at this. Chris, I've got a question for you as well. There are some other questions there. I want to answer this. Are you interested in guest posting? Hello, dear. I provide online service in the fashion, health, CBD, blah, 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 email ID. Do you ever reply to that? Is there any value here? Obviously, Brooke's trying to sell his guest posts, but what happens when this hits your LinkedIn inbox, or what happens when that drops into your actual mailing box? Do you even respond to these, or do you just block?
It would be a fluke. Like, you must have just got me at the right time and it dinged when I was sitting there at that second. I might, if you gave me a link to a list, I might go check it out. But generally, I'm never going to see. I won't even see it.
Yeah.
Won't even see it. I'm focused on the cream that's at the top that I talk to, people that I know. They've either called me, like the chances of me seeing that are about zero.
What I would say, Brooke, here, just as just general advice, you're going to have to do better than that for anyone to want to buy that. At least smooth them up a little bit, say something, offer some value first, ask a question before you come in and try and sell, because that isn't going to work. Obviously, I'm not going to block you or anything, but I think just in terms of educational, that is just not working, man. So you need to rethink your strategy, man. Is all I can really say on that. Chris Ogle, do you ever do any graft, Campbell? Fucking hell, you kidding? But once you've gone coupons, discounts, usual 101 affiliate stuff, where you headed next? Depend on the niche. So I've never really done the coupon thing or discount sites or anything like that. I have done SaaS affiliate was essentially where I started. So I've never done the coupon thing. Can you make money from that? Of course you can, and I'm not dismissing these niches. But I'm looking for something like the SaaS products, which give you a meteor revenue, monthly recurring revenue, and stuff like that as well. But for me as well, I've built up a kind of e-commerce website, and I've done other things, buy and sell different digital assets. Regardless of what niche they're in, I've bought some shit niches. But Chris, what would you do? You've done your coupons, you've done your discounts, you've done all the general run-of-the-mill affiliate stuff. Where are you heading next? Because I know you're probably nearer that journey, in doing things. What are you thinking next? Are you going to do, e-com, or are you going to do something different? What are you thinking?
Next for me is web hosting, VPNs, and proxies, because they have a nice recurring. It's considered competitive. What I've learned too is like sometimes the competitive stuff, there's less people like going in that. Yeah, it's harder to do, but it's more competitive. So there's a lot of players, but I think that if you're going to do it and it's going to be hard, you might as well have a good payoff, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm liking. Proxies, web hosting, VPNs is what's next for me.
So anything can work for you, but I think probably the best thing we can say here, Chris, is you're trying to get monthly recurring revenue, right? You don't want your one-off crappy commission. So monthly recurring, nice ticket price, in a competitive market where there's going to be volume is essentially what you're trying to achieve there. And why not? I think that's what we're all looking for, is to get as much as we can and get it recurring. And that's why I've always loved the kind of SaaS affiliate. And I kind of stumbled into that by default. Well, I used to do a lot of work with SEMrush and stuff, and I was lucky enough to go in at that level rather than your smaller, going into the affiliate networks and all that kind of stuff and stuff like that. So I've always worked with kind of private affiliates or affiliates on a kind of one-to-one level. So more of that is probably what I'm going to do personally, and still continue to invest in buy and sell digital assets and see what happens. But I've no 100% where I'm going to be. You're just cruising around and you try different stuff. Some will fail, some will not. So that's just the nature of this game, as far as my experience has led me to believe. And I'll continue in that vein, and hopefully when it comes to nearer my retirement age, which is in about 40 years, then we'll see where I'm at.
I like it.
Rob Prosser's got a question for you, Chris. So the domains, I don't know if Rob's misunderstood, but when you're talking about that 301 redirect, passing, you've done the 301 redirect, were the referring domains that were on that expired domain in the same vertical to where you passed it to?
Well, the same category, at least. The same category, yeah.
Yeah.
Business. I think the overall, was it a 1-to-1? Nah. I don't think that is that. I don't think that would matter to a tool, though, to show up like, hey, did this pass? Did it start getting credit? Is there anything there?
Yeah.
A tool would still,
how long did you let it sit for?
So the initial time we went back and checked, it was 7 days, then 14 days, 21 days. When I go back now, it'll be a month.
So they still might work then.
Yeah, but nothing.
I'm not saying it will. It's not what I would think would work, but
it could. I mean, yeah, there's still potential chance, but I'm feeling pretty confident when I'm not seeing almost anything happen.
Yeah.
It's just like,
The other thing, just to play devil's advocate, is what does Ahrefs pull that stuff through that quickly? What data are we working with here? Is that data fucking 2 months old? That's stuff that we don't know, and sometimes you do see things taking a while to pull through on the likes of Ahrefs. So again, it'd be interesting to see how in 3 months' time, whatever, if it ever does pop anything. But I just don't think that shit works anyway, which is why I've never tried it. Fuck that. But be interesting to know. I'll make a decision this week, William Jones says. Maeve, So Chris, when we go back to talking to Maeve about when you get an expired domain, you build it out, how long do you wait before you do the redirect? Is it as soon as Google crawls and indexes everything you need it to crawl and index? Do you instantly do it, or do you leave it for 32 days, which is what I'm going to say that you have to do it? I think it's very specifically 32 days that you have to leave it for. But what do you think, Chris?
I think once you have the asset, I build out the initial URLs. Once I can see that those pages have, are they in the search results? Yes, great. They showed right back up. That's a plus sign. And I'm going to create one new post. So when I create that new post, if that shows right up, then okay, now it's time. And two, I'm tracking to see too if there was an initial X amount of referring domains, did I get a good percentage back? Are the pages instantly indexing? Okay, it's time.
So Maeve, that 32-day thing was bullshit, by the way. And for anyone else, very specific amount of days is complete and utter garbage. I think Chris is right. But for me, I tend to leave it for a few months. The build out process happens. I just let things settle a little bit and then do it, just because I'm a lazy bandit, and that's just the way my process works more than anything. But I think once it's in Google's index, and potentially, are you going to add more content to it? Are you going to do anything different? Are you going to give it any more link juice? Do you want to stick some more at that before you do the redirect? You might want to do that. Are you going to maybe tier up on the links that are already pointing to that domain? Are you going to give them all a blast and power that domain up and then do the redirect? So everyone's going to give you slightly different answers. There's no specific date or days that you can do. A lot of people won't be doing the tiering up thing. Is that something I would be doing just to give myself an extra bit of an edge? Potentially. So yeah, that is pretty much how I would do it. But that couple of months letting it sit allows me the time to be able to do that and see, what recovers and what doesn't, rather than sitting there trying to rush it within a 30-day period or whatever it might be. So that's
we hurry it too. As soon as you buy that domain, we're generally going to run it through an indexer, the API, like whatever the existing profile is. We want to, we're going to resubmit, like run it through Sandbox or whatever the tool whatever the flavor of the month is, so. Yep. Set up those initial pages, see if they automatically index. The next step is going to be take that previous backlink profile, submit it to an indexer. 2 weeks have passed, 3 weeks have passed. Generally, sometimes you'll forget, maybe a month has passed. You'll create that next post, especially to that next post. If you're trying to theme vector or you're trying to retheme, if you're not keeping it in the same niche, some people don't, right? I want to see, hey, is Google going to reward this? Yes or no? So that next post is really the answer. Does it show right up? That's a massive question. So that's the process. A process, I guess.
Prosser is asking another part of this process. That rhymed there. Did you see what I did? Prosser's asking about the process. How closely are you rebuilding the new site compared to the old content and way back? So how close does it need to be the exact same look? Can you add to it? Does it have to be wholly accurate? What's important to you, Chris, when you're doing this?
For me, the design is irrelevant, but the structure is massively important. Depending on how many referring domains are pointing at specific pages, we'll rebuild those pages. As far as the content is concerned, if there's value there, 1,500 words plus, if there's actually something there, we might put it back up, but generally just going to lay the structure out, put some H1s on, but that's about it. The least amount of work is the answer for us, to be honest.
But the template and stuff is irrelevant. I think people think it has to be super accurate. You can add to this rebuild as well. So you can build it out. So do whatever you see fit. Maeve says Marcus spam and block. I'm assuming that's about Brooke Tucker. I can't actually, because they've done it through LinkedIn. So I can't sadly block them on here, or I would have, to be fair. I know I said I wouldn't block you, Brooke, but that was me just being polite. I was going to block your ass because you get no face and you're spamming my channel. So I will come and find you though on LinkedIn and make sure you're blocked. So good luck. Jenny is going to hold me to that. MENA SEO Fest 2023. So, yeah, Jenny, if you do it, genuinely, I'd happily come over. Never been to Egypt, and my preference of where I speak is I look for places I've never experienced. So, why not Egypt? What the hell do I care? Be nice to see it. So, why not? Anyway, Glenart, for local search, I have purchased 20 areas of service pages. What should I link these pages to? Internal linking. Can I link those pages to the GMB? The cities are the same as the GMB service cities. So are you linking to the GMB? Are you embedding the GMB, Chris? What can you advise, Glenn, up here?
So you have 20 individual service pages that are based on location for local search. So I'm going to link it over depending upon how many different GMBs are there. Is there just one? I think it's not a matter of linking back from the internal pages. I would more importantly want to link from the asset in. So through products on the GMB to those inner pages for those services, I think might be a better way to go. But what should I do with these pages internally linking? And then as far as the internal linking is concerned, if it's all in the same state, then you can internally link. Or if it's all in the same demographic, like say I did like an example yesterday, if it says in Austin and you're looking at Google Maps, Google outlines everything in red, right? So all of those little towns inside of the Austin area, I would internally link those. But when we go over to say San Antonio, that's its own silo, right? So you don't want to cross, it'll screw stuff up, man. So I hope that gives you the answer. What should I link these pages to? I hope that answers your question. If you have individuals, then yeah, you're going to link that GMB data. If it's all just one, go to the flagship location that's on the website. You're going to be talking about a primary location and primary services. You can link those back. But if it's secondaries where you're just trying to expand proximity and that's not where the base GMB is, I wouldn't do that. I personally wouldn't do that. So I hope that answers it. I think that nails it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all good. Next question. Chris is just telling us, for most e-com, 90% of what I deal with head off to partners, YouTubers who will eliminate upfront fee for a meaty percentage cut. Why not? If you've got the following and all that kind of stuff. So fair play to them. Terry Power is here. Hello, Terry. And Terry has been confirmed for SEO Underground as a speaker. So look forward to that, Terry. Be good to share a beer again. Mick, would you partner with an insert supplier for ranking sites with a free cost of links?
Insert supplier for ranking sites with a free cost of links. I'm not sure if I'm understanding that correctly. So you want to give me free links for a partnership? Is that how I take it?
I'll take the free links.
Yeah.
I think it's a viable offer though.
I mean, it would be massively dependent on that list.
Yeah. What's a free link? Is it some Web 2.0s and shit like that we can do for free, or would it be something different? Where's that inventory coming from? Can you buy it yourself? Why partner with you when we can go and buy it off a so and so over there? So all of these things would have to be questioned before someone would partner with you. But in general, if it's win-win and you're given free links, why not?
Yeah.
I think that would be the answer for most people. So, but I don't know if that was actually, are you asking that question to one of us or just in general? So we've answered it always anyway. Chris is saying, does my nut having some poxy blogger after 400 quid for a week post rather than have someone love the product, work for the bit and make a few grand out of it, each to their own? Listen, if you've got a following, you believe in your own skills, you can make a lot more money rather than paying for a piddly post, you know. So for sure, it can work out to the person's benefit. Craig, you were just talking about digital PR for link building with SEMrush. Do you think we can ever replace traditional link building tactics with digital PR altogether? You know I'm biased as the PR lady. Haha. So, Jenny, here's the problem, right? As I see it. Someone like yourself who does like Harrow or you know, all of that kind of stuff, you're limited by quantity. So let's say Peter in here says to you, Jenny, I want 50 links a month. Is there 50 journalists out there looking for stuff in his niche? Absolutely not. You're going to struggle to get 5 or 10. So where volume and competition comes into it, I don't think you can fully focus on the kind of digital PR, that you know, the Harrow and stuff like that. That's where I think, you know, you just can't scale the volume because it's not based on you. It's based on what the journalists want. And for me, with PR, that's where the problem lies. Would I use digital PR as part of the mix? 100%. You know, I think mixing your backlink profile up and diversifying it is really important. But do I see digital PR replacing? Does traditional link building tactics be replaced with digital PR? No, because digital PR can be gamed as well. What is digital PR? Is you know, Google News approved websites. It's fucking PBNs. It's whatever. It's the same bullshit. It's still a link. A link's a link. So it's a guise that people put on it. And I'm not saying, you know, all, you know, digital PR is that, but you know, certainly when it comes to Harrow and things that are out with your control, you're limited by volume. And for me, that's a problem. But Chris, don't know if you've got a different take on it. You would agree or disagree, or?
So do I think that it will ever replace traditional link building? That's hard to say. I think it might take up more of a percentage as time goes on because of the quality. Do I think that as time progresses, quality will become increasingly important? Yes. Yes, I do. Because what I was getting away with 5 years ago is not what I can get away with now. So the answer is yes, in due time, I think, yes. I don't know about totally replace, but I think over time, yes, it will play a bigger role. That's a big question, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo-Yo, Facebook user. TJ Bowman launched an affiliate site 2 weeks ago with 50,000 words. The keyword research on site technical is on point. If used strategically, is a $1,000 a month link campaign budget enough to speed up the Sandbox phase? This is obviously a two-pronged question, so I'm going to chop it up. Is $1,000 a month enough, Chris, when you start an affiliate project? First and foremost, is $1,000 enough, in your opinion?
Depending upon the niche, probably not. I think that you should allocate a lot more towards the links and content, especially at first. So, I mean, that's nice. That's a good budget, but it really depends on the niche. So,
yeah, it's niche dependent. Can you make money with that $1,000 a month? 100%. I think you can. You would just have to go after, middle of the, or, low to middle of the road keywords. You're not going to get any of the big stuff on a budget like that, but you might, depend on the niche. So that one is really hard to answer. The second one, is there a sandbox phase, Chris, in your opinion?
I think that there is an authority phase. Do I think that you're limited and not going to get any traffic or any type of rankings for a short period of time? No, because as soon as you launch pages, you do start ranking. So I don't think there's a sandbox per se. However, until you actually start ranking for stuff that matters, it does take time. So if you want to call that a sandbox, that's fine. But you start getting keywords almost immediately. You do start ranking. It's not like, oh, there's nothing. I don't believe that's not true.
Let me word this slightly different then, Chris. So as a link builder, when someone comes to me saying I want a link, let's say it's this $1,000 that TJ Bowman's got, and I go and spend some money and some links for TJ Bowman, it's going to take 3 or 4 weeks for those links to get placed, because I've got to reach out to a guy. I've got to hope that he replies to me. We negotiate a bit. We get the content created. I send it to him. He places it. That whole process can take, 3-4 weeks, realistically. Now, after that link's placed, it might get crawled in index within a day or two. It might be a week or two. But does that link actually show up in Ahrefs, or does it pass value straight away? There's much debate over that. So it can take a bit of time. People are talking about 30 to 45 days, 45 to 60 days for links to pass value, of some of the numbers that are thrown out there by experts in the industry. Now, when you build links and you're building them for a few months and they're taking time to get placed, and then by the time these links actually pass any value, whilst you're doing your own page, there is a period of time where you're going from not ranking to slowly creeping up to starting to rank. That's just SEO. That, again, not something I would call a sandbox. That's just the way life is. And if you had a bigger budget, could you get digital PR? Could you get citations and some guest posts all in the 1 month? 100%. But if I go to Randy Roday, just as an example, and want a PR blast alone, he's wanting the best part of $500 for one of his top tier packages. Or it might be $400, whatever it is. So, half of your budget's gone already on one PR blast. You might be able to buy, another 3 or 4 guest posts that are relatively low level. So that's all you're going to get for $1,000 a month. And I think you have to do more of that month on month before you start to see the results. So again, it's not a sandbox, but if you had more money, then yeah, things happen faster. But as I say, I don't believe there to be a sandbox as such.
Nah.
So hopefully that answers you, TG.
Nah, we gave him a good one there. That was good.
Facebook user, get your butt to Florida. I am coming to Florida. But Terry Samuels has got an event, and I'm not sure if that is actually Terry. I'm probably not going to make that one because I've got a wedding on the 17th of September to attend in the UK, and this other event's like the 12th to the 14th. I am actually going to Florida for funnel hacking, then Brad and Mike's NFG event, which is round about the 24th, 25th, or whatever it is. So I am actually going to be in Florida. Then I'm going off to Nashville. But the Terry Samuels one is one that I'm most likely not going to make, unfortunately, on this occasion. Dennis Reynolds, what else can I do to GMB profiles besides fill out the services and post regularly?
I think I would want to optimize the name. I think I would want to limit the amount of categories being used. I think I would want to fill out the products. I would definitely want to get reviews containing location information. I think getting clicks and traffic is going to be the main signal. I would definitely try to run some organic paid traffic to the asset. I think once you get the main optimizations, the name, the category right, get your products and services filled out, And you could, I think the safest, clearest, cleanest way to do it is get some organic traffic to an event or an offer within that profile. Is going to be your fastest way to success if you're nowhere to be seen or found. Got to get clicks and traffic to the asset. You can do all the optimization in the world, but with the reason why the guys stay in the 3-pack is because they're getting all the clicks and the traffic. So you have to hurry up that process.
Hopefully that helps you, Dennis. Terry is in. Gareth Boyd UK. Have you guys tried Rank Club? Have you tried it, Chris?
I don't know what Rank Club is.
It's just a link building vendor.
Never heard of them.
I don't, because I've got my own link building company. But as I say, I've not personally used them. I don't want to.
Oh, it's diggity.
Yeah.
I thought it was called something else. Authority Builders or something.
Huh. Got a few.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
So, but yeah, as I say, I'm not dismissing them. It's just not something I would do, because why would I when I can get my own? But yeah, it's certainly a service that many people have used, and obviously Diggity's a trusted source in the community and a great guy. So why the hell not? Is what I would say if you want to try it out. Mick is saying pure niche edits, proper big D links. I'm a big fan of edits, so 100% Mick. Glenart spending 300k a month on branded nationwide SEM. Some big, cause we're bidding on my new keywords and increasing my CPCs. I have one knowledge panel that pops up nationwide. How can I make my knowledge panel how can I make knowledge panel look to stand out? So what can you do to make your knowledge panel stand out? So Chris, you've triggered your knowledge panel. I've got my knowledge panel. I don't know what yours looks like specifically, Chris, but it takes a bit of time for that shit to pop. Now, can you get more images on there? Yes, you can. Can you get the video carousel on there or and stuff like that? Yes, you can. So you can build out. Some people, if you look at a guy called Jason Bernards, look at his. He's the knowledge panel guy in the SEO industry. That's his thing. Look at his is popped out, and it's a big bad boy. So I would, Chris, you can have a look at it just now. So what is possible? Jason Bernard, Barnard. Now his knowledge panel. I'll share my screen just so that people can see it. And give us a second. A bit of Jason promotion here.
We had somebody in the group purchase that tool.
Calicube.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to add a lot of schema to the page.
Yeah. So look at his. He's got multiple images.
Yep.
He has got Deezer. He's got songs. He's got his YouTube in there that people also search for. So it's fairly padded out. And I'm going to imagine yours, Chris, is probably... I'm going to have a look for yours, but Chris... I might be wrong. Is it Chris or Christopher Palmer?
I'm thinking that the only thing that's going to show is probably GMB, my friend.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. We don't want to get into...
Chris Palmer...
It's probably just marketing, because that's the brand. Usually just pops the GMB, to be honest with you.
But
I don't really have anything cool like Jason. I wish.
Wait a minute. And about me. So here's what mine's looks like. Mine's has only got one picture. It's got my social media profiles. It's also got the people also search for, but that's it. Fairly small. But mine's didn't have a picture. It never had any social profiles, and it never had the people also search for. So that's starting to pop now about a year later. So again, being on the right places, the right entities, and again, Jason Bernard, do I want to copy Jason? Yes. I want multiple images up here. How the fuck do I get that? So I'm going in there and looking at Jason Bernard's, and seeing where his images are at. So, where are these pulling from? And we can see quite easily, where these pictures are pulling from. So he's got images on here, on his own website, Search Engine Journal, CaliCube, his own website, his podcast, IMDb. So he's got his pictures thrown about all over the place, and we just need to figure out what images are pulling onto this here, because obviously it takes up more space and it looks good. But we can also see that he's got songs on here. I would want my podcast videos on here. I know that can pop. It's possible for that to pop. Has Jason actually, look, there's another knowledge panel for his marketing podcast. So Jason's popping multiple knowledge panels. So again, I think Jason is a good guy to look at in terms of someone who's popping different things. And he's obviously got his tool, CaliCube, which shows you what entities people who are popping knowledge panels in specific countries are listed on. So I think reverse engineering that stuff is really important, Glenart. So have a look at CaliCube. That's what Jason owns, and he is known as the knowledge panel guy. It's his thing. So he's certainly someone I followed, in terms of things he was doing, and still look to say, fuck it, if Jason's got 5 images, why have I not got 5 images? How do I make 5 images pop for me? So check that out. Shah, what is the most important factor for ranking? Also tell us the best link building strategy. So what is the most important thing, Chris? Is there a most important factor for ranking, or is it a multitude of things in your opinion?
That's exactly it. How well can you do each of the steps? The technical, the on-page, the link building. I think it's who can do the best of all of those things. You could be strong in one or two and still perform very, very well. Lots of sites do, but are you just asking? I'm sorry. What is the most important factor for ranking? Also tell me the best link building strategy. So the most important factor is definitely a plethora of all things together. And then as far as the link building strategy, I think the best strategy is being able to get into the link graph for your set of keywords or for your topic. So dependent upon the set of keywords that you're after, who are the top performers? By analyzing the top performers, you can quickly understand which links you need in order to enter the link graph. Once you get into the link graph, then you start ranking better.
I would agree. He just pimped in here, if anyone knows what pimped means. Jesus, dirty dog. Anyway, Bummer from Facebook user, go to the Peg Leg Poker in Nashville if you like barbecue.
Okay.
Peg Leg Poker. Like Peg Leg
Porker.
That's man. Like if someone's got a peg leg, that's like a leg that's got something wrong with it, man. I ain't eating that shit, man. Fuck that. Peg leg porker. I'm sure it's probably really good, but fucking hell, what a name, man. Peg leg porker. Would you eat in somewhere like that, Peter?
Oh yeah,
He likes anything, this guy, man. He would eat out the bins and everything. Gareth Boyd, P.S. Ask Chris for my email if you want a great tactic for your casino project that I have done before and works. So you know Gareth Boyd, Chris?
I might, but I don't recall the name, to be honest.
Sorry for putting you in the spot. Gareth, I'm no longer doing that casino project. I binned that shit off. So, but shoot me a message if you want to swap tactics, share stories for stories, whatever. Always happy to talk. And if you've got something good to tell, fuck it. I'd love to hear about it. So, ping me a message. Software Shed, do you guys still use tiers? I see a lot of anti-tier folks lately. I still use them. So, Chris,
anti-tier folks.
Tier folks now.
We're picking signs. No more tiers. I like them now. I don't get completely insane. You know, I've talked to or I've read a lot from Charles. I know he likes to get multiple rolling, right? But for me, it's tier 1, visible, and then cheaper stuff to that asset class. So that's what we like to do. But I'm not picketing against tiers. No. I'm a what's the word? I'm rooting for the tiers.
Yeah, me too.
I think they're wildly helpful.
Monetary link building. Prosser, Dennis Reynolds, we do inexpensive Facebook ads to the GMB profile for traffic. That works. That is one comprehensive knowledge panel. Paul's talking about Jason Bernard's. It is, hence why I showed it there. Great. I mean, it's one of the better ones. So yeah, that's the one I want.
Heck yeah.
I'd like to try and get it, but hey, you submit that shit, fucking giving it feedback, nothing's popping. But mine's is filling out now, but it's taking a long time, man. And CP Monsieur, hi guys, hello, how are you, buddy? How is the weather in sunny Spain? Or sunny Barcelona, should I say? Tariq Khan, what should be the daily frequency of getting backlinks for a new website? What types of backlinks are good for a new website to get started? So, Chris, I just want to stamp on one little thing here. Is there a daily frequency? Is that a thing? Do you care about the daily frequency, or is it if I've got $1,000 a month for my own affiliate project, that's what it is? You're not caring about daily
velocity.
Frequency.
Yeah,
that's a bit much.
Yeah, daily frequency. I think that the weekly or bi-weekly or monthly velocity of backlink building is wildly dependent upon competition and budget. So it depends on how many referrings do I need to catch, and then how much money do I have. This is going to depict how many can I build on a bi-weekly or weekly or monthly basis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the best way to think about it, Tariq. You've obviously got to most likely be working within a budget that a client or what you've got available to you. Try and mix it all up, mate. Just get good bang for your buck is the best thing. Clint says 1.9879 links a day.
Exactly. There you go.
That's why I said to Maeve when Maeve asked about the how many days before you do the 301 redirect, and I said 32. I tell you, there's funny stories. You hear these actual specifics being thrown around by people, and it's fucking hilarious. How many people argue or have argued in the past about when can you link out from a PBN? Is it 30 days? Is it 37 days? Is it 42 days? There was ongoing debates in our industry where people say, nah, it's fucking 42. It's not 37. You're just like, fuck.
That's it. You gotta do this.
It's madness, the way the way that the level of detail that people try and think that's there.
I don't know every SEO or link builder or in this space that I've met, they have a process. Now, most of the people that I talk to, are they like, okay, I got to do this. All right, it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. All right, we're going to do this. Okay, it's 2:47 on a Wednesday. Okay, now it's this. Like, no way. They do this. Okay, maybe I'll have a coffee. Maybe I might forget about it for 3 days. Okay, now we're going to do this.
I would argue with you certainly on some of that. Do I know guys that are like the Rain Man when it comes to their processes?
I'm sure, yeah.
There is. I've met them, and they are like the Rain Man, freaky about shit. And when
text that's true.
So whilst it's not a thing, there are people that still operate in that way. But yeah, just go for it and get as many links as you can in a month for the budget that you've got or the time that's available for you to get that. What I would say finally, Tariq, is don't focus on quantity. Focus on quality. 5 good links is going to beat 20 trashy links. So it's not about the daily frequency or the volume. So there you go. Monsieur Craig, quick question about LinkedIn. I've seen on all of your posts lots of comments by real people on my LinkedIn that aren't related to the post. Is this some kind of LinkedIn optimization? Yes, it is the honest answer. So I get this all the time. Now, I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is live on a video because I don't want anyone's tool to get damaged or anyone else to be damaged because lots of people are doing this. However, I can get there's a software out there that's got real people in a pod, if you like, and this automation means that everyone in that pod is going to like and comment on whatever I decide to post, and vice versa. This is all automatic. You can pick generic standard comments, or you can pick stuff that's a lot more realistic. You can input all of these yourself, but you would need to go in and input that every day, which is a pain in the ass. Now, what is the most important thing when it comes to making a LinkedIn post or a YouTube video viral? Let's say I've got 107,000 subscribers and I put a video out there. It's going to be shown to a small percentage of those people first. Based on the engagement it gets, it's going to be shown to a wider audience, and then a wider audience, and a wider audience, and that's what makes something become viral. And it's the same in LinkedIn. If people comment on your post, like your post, and all that kind of stuff, it gets shown to second connections, third connections, and friends of friends, and all this fucking bollocks. So it's not about what is actually said in the comments. It is. Because who the hell reads the comments? It's the article itself. So if I post, I'm coming on here with Chris Palmer, and I use that particular thing to optimize it, and people are commenting saying, "Oh, great idea," or whatever generic bullshit they're talking about, my shit is just getting spread further and further and further, and it's obviously going to help my video or my post or wherever I'm trying to drive people to. So that is that's how it's happening. Now, Jenny is asking, is that how you're bashing out comments in multiple languages on LinkedIn? Yes, Jenny. So if I join a French pod, for example, all of these guys are all going to be talking in French. So I'm in the French pod, but they've also got access to my profile to comment on their profiles in French. So the amount of people that have sent me a message going, Craig, what the fuck? You've just replied to this guy in French. Now, I don't speak a word of French. But they're like, what the fuck are you doing? So that is essentially what's happening there, Jenny. So I could join a Indian one and it will be speaking in Indian and all this stuff. So yes, that's essentially what's happening. So yes, I'm not a multi-language skilled individual in any way, shape or form. So sorry to basically pee on that illusion you had of me, Jenny, but it's just good old plain Scottish, and that is what's working. So there you go. Check your email for the free inserts, edits, partnering. Laude, you said, hi, fellas. I just want to see if there is this. I've not got an email. Unless you're Hanny from Repurpose. Or you're selling PBN links.
What's the word I'm looking for? What are you using to do that? Do you have a dashboard? Are you just logging into Gmail? What are you using there? FreshBooks, HubSpot? What do you got there? How is it being filtered, and how are you getting that in front of you? Do you just log into Gmail, or
what for that LinkedIn thing?
They messaged you on. I thought you were checking your email.
Oh yeah, no, I was checking my Gmail there. Yeah.
Oh, so you just logged right into Gmail? You don't have like something like pre-sort it and classify it or something along these lines?
Nah, I just logged live into the Gmail and see what's there. But I've not had anything. I've had a couple of emails in the last 40 minutes because it's after dinner time here. It's like 6 o'clock in the evening here. So yeah, I'm not getting a whole bunch of emails, but yeah, I've certainly not got anything. So yeah, and Monsieur, message me and I'll tell you what the code is. I'm not against sharing sharing it. If anyone wants to know what that is, I'm happy to tell. I just don't want to fuck it up while it's working by telling everyone in YouTube, and some guy that doesn't believe in that type of work grasses it in and causes problems for it. So
Right.
that's why I've been slightly evasive on it. But if you ping me, Monsieur, I'm happy to do it. So there you go. Jenny thought I'd been doing language courses, and Mick, Square Panic, yes. Yeah, I will ping you. So yeah, I will ping you, Mick. I've got your email there. But sadly, guys, we are out of time. That went quite well after the initial slow start. But we are back at the same time next week. Do check out Mr. Chris Palmer. He's publishing all sorts of videos on all sorts of different stuff, including TikTok. There was a weird situation, Chris, and I'm going to just ask you outright.
Sure.
Are you in my mastermind?
No.
Because someone in my mastermind was talking about ranking TikTok videos, and you all of a sudden yesterday done a live on TikTok rankings.
Oh,
and I'm like, that's fucking freaky. So someone's like, yeah, we're talking about psychic powers. But
no, the only reason I did that video was I noticed that it could be old. I don't know because I don't do it that often, but I noticed that they had lead forms.
Yeah.
Like they had a lead form and now they're asking me for a bunch of like business details. So I was like, hey, this looks cool. Check this out.
Oh, why not?
Did you see it?
Like, that's freaky. I'm like, that bastard's in my mastermind under a fake name, which I wouldn't put against. I wouldn't put against you. But anyway, on that note, guys, we are out of time. Check out Chris Palmer SEO on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. Do check out ODYS. Please do leave a like and even a comment on the video, and do subscribe to the channel, guys, and we'll catch you same time next week.
See you next week. Thank you, Craig. See you, everyone. Bye-bye.